Hey guys, Doug the Michigan Piper coming to you from the Pipe Rest, and today I'm not smoking anything. I do have my kit ready to go, and by the way, if you have a pistol case that you're not using, they make great pipe cases for everything. They don't leave have compartments and stuff in them most of the time, but if you're just shoving a pipe, some pipe cleaners, lighters, stuff like that in a bag and going, they make pretty good purse for that, I guess, for lack of a better word. But that's not the reason for the video today. I wanted to do a VR to Chad, the Artism. And Chad, I love the contemplation series he's doing right now. You have to forgive me, I got sinus stuff going on for like the last 3 weeks. But I didn't want to pass this video up. I'm getting ready to leave to go over to the church this morning. It's, as you're watching this, or as I'm filming this, I should say, it's Easter morning, 2023. And Chad put a contemplation word out there of sacrifice. Excuse me. And, sacrifice, of course, it's on a lot of people's minds right now, especially Christians, because of the sacrifice that Christ made for us. But I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of that going around, and I don't want to detract from that at all. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today mainly. It does affect everything I talk about today, because that's what a true Christian is Christ affects everything in your life. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I think I've talked about on my channel before, is what sacrifice truly is. And I'm gonna quote from you one for the guys that aren't Christians or whatever. I'm gonna make it short, all right? But in John 15:13, it says, "Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends." And Jesus is telling this to the disciples right before he gets arrested and crucified. And I'm going to read it again, because the reason why I'm going to read it again is because I think this is one of my big pet peeves of how Scripture is used sometimes, you guys. John 15:13, "Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends." Obviously, Christ was referring to himself, the way I read it, but also to how we can be. But one of my pet peeves with firefighters a lot of times is they use and abuse this phrase so many times. And it used to be, it was like, man, if I die in a fire, then, that's the greatest love. And these are guys, not most of these guys, I can't say that. A lot of these guys aren't even Christians. But I don't think that's what Christ meant. Did I think that he wasn't including sacrifice on the cross? No, I think he absolutely was including that. Excuse me. But I think we got to look beyond that. This says lay down his life. Yes, he was talking about dying, but I think he was talking about his entire life. And if you look at his life, he didn't just pop down here, get born in Bethlehem, and then hurry up and grow up and go die. His entire life revolved around being here to save us and teaching us and guiding us. And I kind of equate that when I'm talking to firefighters about going into fires, because it's not about dying for somebody. It's much better to live for somebody. It's much better to do the training that you need to do to get in, to save somebody, to get them out and yourself out so you can save somebody else down the road along the way. It's not about just dying. And I think that's what sacrifice is all about. It's not just it's easy to do a one-time thing, you guys. I mean, I'm not being flippant and saying it's easy to die for somebody, but which one do you think is harder? Dying for somebody or dying every day for somebody? To me, to be a true Christian, I've got to set myself aside. And this doesn't just speak for Christians, you guys. It's for everybody. But especially as Christians, you know, we get, I've been thinking a lot about this lately, is getting bound up in the stuff that I like. Pipes, right? Tobacco. You know, I'm getting into the honeybee things. I've been thinking a lot about that. And, you know, spring's coming, motorcycle weather. So, you know, getting out on my bike and doing all that stuff for me. But sacrifice to me is, maybe I don't take the bike out today because this person needs to talk. You know, maybe I tone down thinking about raising bees because I really need to call this person and talk to them about whatever. You know, maybe it's not about their problem. Maybe I just need to talk to them to take their mind off their problem. To me, that's sacrifice. Just like me going into fires, it's not just about dying in a fire. It's about training. Every day you're getting up, making a decision to make yourself better, so you can do the most for the more people as possible. However you say that, the greater good or whatever. But to me, that sacrifice. It's every day. It's waking up. It's looking in the mirror and saying, how am I going to be able to? If you're not a Christian, how am I going to be able to help the people around me today? If you are a Christian, how am I going to be able to help the people around me today in the name of Christ? And I think that, to me, that is true sacrifice. Giving up yourself for others, whether it be giving somebody $1 on the street or get all the way up to giving your life. It's a giving up of yourself. It's a denying of yourself. And you know, I said, I'm not going to preach too much about this, but I mean, what better example than Easter? Again, Easter, I think, you know, we're focused on, you know, Christ rising from the grave after he made that sacrifice. But it wasn't just all about dying on the cross. That was the main crux of it. But we can't forget everything that happened the 30 some odd years before that. So guys, that is my take on sacrifice. If you're watching this today, I hope you have a great Easter. Spend time with family and friends and enjoy that time. And I hope you all are doing well. Until next time, you take care.